trying to get this iPad set up. So hopefully that is right and hopefully you can hear me. All right. I hope you can hear me okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Okay, I got to get oriented to this iPad because it looks like I'm looking down. Okay, so let me try and adjust. All right. Welcome to Tony Talks. It is January 1st, 2024. Can you believe it? We made it. We made it. We made it. Let's see. All right. So adjusting to this iPad because I am not used to using an iPad, but nonetheless, we're going to get started. This is Mental Health Monday. So Tony Talks segment Mental Health Mondays, where every Monday, I'm sorry, I have a piece of something on my lip and it's bothering me. So every Monday, we will be discussing something mental health oriented, okay? Mental health related, all right? And I'm going to give an introduction for those of you who don't know me, who haven't seen me. I am Tony Denise Lattimore. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist in Illinois, Indiana, and Florida. So if you are in any of those states, and I hear a lot of new year, new me. I don't want to hear it, right? I don't want to hear it unless you're going to do something new for yourself. Otherwise, it'll just be new year, same old you, right? So if you want something different, you have to do something different. So, licensed marriage and family therapist in those different states. I do accept insurance, and I will list those in my bio. And so, if you are interested in getting your mind right, because that is the name of my company, Get Your Mind Right Therapy Services. And so, if you are interested, as you should be, right, today, tomorrow, and probably through next week. I don't see it going much longer than that. You know what we're going to see? Because I go to the gym, I go to a small gym. I'm grateful, right? It is a very family oriented gym. And so we don't have to worry a whole lot about a whole lot of new people, as in like a big health club. In a big health club, you'll see a whole bunch of people coming on in because it's the new year. And for about a week, you'll see them. Mm-hmm. And then for about the end of January, you'll see a few more, right? You'll see some who will fall off, those ones who said, I'm gonna get up at 5:30 in the morning and then I'm gonna go work out. How long does that last, right? So that first bunch, the week fall off, and then those who have said that they were going to make a change in their physical life or physical, bodies, they may last to the end of January. Maybe not that long. You start seeing that fall off. But those who are really real, those who have dedicated themselves to change, will last. And those are very few and far in between. We know the Bible talks about uh, the road. The road is very broad and spacious for those, who really ain't trying to do nothing about themselves. Now I'm paraphrasing, right? Who really not trying to make a difference or be different. They take that broad road. Those are those ones that hop on the road and they say, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then they fall off. But it's very narrow. It's very narrow for those who are consistent, those who have chosen to do what they are called to do, and consistent, and who will stay dedicated, and who will stick with that which they said out of their mouths that they spoke a yes to. It's very, very narrow. right? Very limited. It's you can walk on that pathway, because a lot of people choose, they say out their mouths they're going to do something and they do something different. Anyway, we're not going there on today. Okay, so let's see what we're talking about on this mental health Monday. We're starting out with I introduced my business, I introduced myself. What is therapy? So, therapy is a safe space. Um, your therapist should make it a space where you're able to come and disclose all of your stuff. You literally kind of dump what is on the inside of you there, right? Now, let me say this therapy is a place where it can take some time to grow into that place where you feel like, ooh, I'm comfortable enough to really dump my stuff in this space, right? So, therapy is a space where it can be an individual, it can be a couple, it can be a family. It can be friends. I've done therapy with friends, but it's a place where you come and then there is a therapist or therapist, can be, who is there to help you to be able to process. Here is my motto is a healed mind leads to a healed life. How do you get there? So me as the therapist, I expose unhealthy thoughts that become behaviors, that become patterns. And oftentimes you have no clue that those things are there because you've been living this way your whole life or a majority of your life, life, right? And so what I do is expose it. I uncover those things that are not serving you, and then I help you to create more healthy ones so you can have a fulfilling and productive life. Okay, so exposure is key because, as I said, you can have people in your life, you can have friends, you can have family, but a lot of times they're used to you and they're also not trained, with that eye to be able to see those things that are not serving you in the best way. And a lot of times, those deep seated things aren't being talked about in your relationships with family, with friends. They're not there, you're not discussing that, right? Because maybe you don't feel comfortable, maybe you are just used to having the status quo conversations. Okay, and so a good therapist will be able to pull out, will be able to see in the shadows, will be able to expose those things that may be keeping you stuck. Okay, new year. So just like I talked about the gym, many people are going to go to the gym, right? Start off, ooh, I want to start off the year and get physically fit. Why I talk like that? Because that's what they're saying, right? It sounds like a plan, but it's not a plan because they haven't wrapped their mind really around this thing that really honestly, when you do something like that, when I started my fitness journey in, this is 2024, I think it was 2021, I said to myself, it is a lifestyle journey. This is going to be a lifestyle journey, which means as long as I live, I'm going to work out and I'm going to work on this physical body that I have, right? And so I actually told myself that. Guess what happens? Your brain follows what you tell it, right? That's that thoughts that become behaviors, right? And so once I told my brain it was a lifestyle, now my brain says, hey, guess what? On these days, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, sometimes every other Friday, you know, you are at the gym. And that's where I am. So now my body is trained to that, right? Same thing with therapy. So, just like that's a physical change you are trying to do, our minds need to be changed. Guess what? Because we grow, we go through different things, we experience different things in life, and so we need to constantly just be, we need to constantly look within ourselves and see those areas that need to be tweaked and changed, because we are not constants, right? As humans, we change. The only thing that is constant is God. He said He is the same today, yesterday, and forevermore. But we as humans, we're changing. We're beings that change. So it's nothing wrong with therapy, okay? Many people think that if you go to therapy, you're crazy. And I say, if you don't go to therapy, you're crazy, right? There is no thing of, no, I won't say that. Yeah, so if you don't go to therapy, I believe that that's, it's not serving you well. And I don't say that you have to stay in therapy for your whole life, but I have been in and out of therapy myself, probably about maybe 8 to 10 times, right? Different things in life come up, right? We all have different things that we go through. We have perhaps death, divorce. You may have postpartum from having a baby, depression, anxiety, just life changes. What I see a lot. So, mm, the I'm trying to think, the population that I generally see, I've learned now over these, because I have been doing therapy, um, started grad school in 2010, no, 2009. And in 2010, we had to start seeing clients. So I've been seeing clients since that time, 10 plus, going 10 plus 13, about 13 years, right? And so, who over time it has, in the beginning, I didn't know what my population was, but now over time, I know my typical population is 30s and 40s. Those are who I see the majority of, and the biggest population is in their 30s. 30s is such a transformation piece, and we're going to talk about that in one of our sessions, our segments, okay? But it's such a transition piece that people are like trying to figure themselves out. It's still a place, 20s, you're trying to really uncover who you are, right? You're learning, your trial and error. You're doing a lot of things that are um, stupid stuff, right? Doing a lot of stupid stuff. And then you get to your 30s and you're trying to process, like, I want to get better. I did a lot of things that didn't serve me well. And so 30s is a space where, who am I? And what do I add to this world, and where am I going, and how do I get there? It's a processing space. And so those are the clients that I really see the majority of. And then 40s, where they're transitioning into this, I'm getting older and I want to be even more productive. I want to be in the phase where I know what I'm doing. I am living my purpose. All right. So that's therapy, a place safe enough for you to share you. It makes no sense to go to therapy and then lie to yourself or the therapist, because the therapist cannot help you, cannot serve you if you are lying to him or her, right? So find you a therapist where there is a good fit. You feel like, hey, I can release this to her. And I mean, you know, that's building a relationship. So therapy is a relationship between you and your therapist and whoever else may be in therapy with you. It could be individually, it could be you and your, mate, it could be you and your family, it could be you and your friend, whoever, that's what therapy is about. being able to process those things, those spaces that you want to grow. Why people enter therapy is because most times they feel like something's not, I'm not quite where I want to be, something's not right, I'm not feeling my best. And so this is what Mental Health Mondays will be talking about, right? All things mental health. So, why mental health? Because as I talked about your physical health and the importance of it, right? You talk about wanting to get your body right and wanting to get more healthy physically. And that's a whole process too, because that entails what you take into your body. Um, the healthier, the better you eat is going to help you to get your body in shape. The whole first year that I worked out, and I keep going back to physically because I'm going to compare this to the mental aspect. The better you take care of what you eat, what you put in your body, right? Your proteins, eating the proper foods, that's going to help you get in shape quicker, right? Because it's not just about working out. And in the beginning, I thought I could eat whatever. I was eating cheeseburgers, bread, uh, all kinds of things, and I was seeing a change in my body, but not to the degree that I wanted it to. And it was not until last year, 2023, where I decided after 2 years of working out, where I could have been to where I wanted to be much quicker, because my body responds very well to working out. But last year I decided, hey, I'm going to eat better. I'm going to intake things that are going to serve my body, right? Fruits, vegetables, cut down on bread, sugars, all of those things. And so I saw a significant difference and see a significant difference in my body once I decided to make the food and the physical activity coincide with each other. Okay, so if you are one who is on the journey of getting your body right and building, I do strength training to build your body mass, right? Start with eating right as well. Don't just think you can continue to eat anything and your body is going to respond very well. It will up to a point, and then it will be like, I need food. I need the proper food. And it's a whole lot of GMO food out here that we think is food that is not. It is chemically made. That's a whole nother topic. We're going to touch on that as well. What you are taking in your body. So just like we want to care for our bodies, and the doctors tell you, do your 6 week checkups, right? 6 week, 6 month checkups. Typically like 2 times a year. The doctor will say, hey, you need a physical, and then you need to see your PCP for just checking on what your health is like, right? And so, same thing with your mental health. If your physical body needs to be checked up on, why not your mental? Because we've been told, a lot of times we've been misled in thinking and told that our mental health, it's crazy to talk to somebody about your stuff. No, you know, we go see a doctor who is trained to take care of our bodies, or they're supposed to share, things about our bodies on how we can help ourselves to get in better condition, right? In a physically better condition. So why not see somebody who has been trained to work on this? That's what a therapist is. A therapist has been trained to work on your mental space, what is going on mentally, right? And so that may be a little bit longer process than just going to the doctor. The doctor does all these tests and blood work and all of that. Well, I'm going to speak for myself as a therapist. a lot of times what happens is you may stay in therapy longer because we got to go all the way back to your childhood. A lot of people present with a lot of childhood trauma that they didn't even know existed. And that's why I talked about earlier is exposing those things that help you not to be mentally well or as well as you would want to be. That's the reason why you are in therapy, right? Because you don't feel like you are in a fulfilled or as productive as you would like to be. So, that is all about Mental Health Mondays, okay? So, we will meet every Monday, noon, CST, and we will talk about that. I may come live, I may put up a pre-recorded video, but either way, it's all about helping and serving you. This year is a space where I am serving more than ever. um it feels good to serve, right? So I am serving, and I definitely want to help you to get a better understanding of why mental health, why choose mental health, why mental health is so important. And it's such a stigma on mental health and taking care of your mental health, and we talk about self-care and all that, and most times people who are talking about self-care is not self-caring, right? They are doing maintenance on their body, going to get their nails done, hair, blah blah blah, things like that, and self-care is really dealing with the internal. Now, doing those maintenance things can help you to feel a little bit better, but it's in the processing of your stuff, right? It's really taking that time to process those internal thoughts and things that become those behaviors and that become patterns. And so, if those patterns are unhealthy, that's why mental health, okay? So, one tip I'm going to leave you with on today: if you are not ready yet to get into therapy, to begin therapy, to really begin the process, or you can't wrap your mind on around talking to somebody about your stuff and how they can help you, I would say begin with journaling. Get you a journal and begin to start writing down your thoughts. That's one thing. Start writing down your thoughts. What is really going on inside of you? Because when you write those down and then you read it a lot of times, just let yourself write. Don't try to hold yourself up or make it look pretty. Just put down there what you're really feeling and then process that. Okay? Process it by, some people can't read it in that moment. But I just reviewed a couple journals that I had, and it feels good to be able to go and review your journals and to see from where you came to where you are now. So, journal, right? If you start journaling now in January, first day of January, by the end of December 31st, you can start seeing some of the patterns, some of the things that you do that may not be beneficial to you. And then by maybe next year, or once you start seeing some of the patterns, unhealthy patterns, you may say, hey, I'm ready for some therapy now, right? I really do see me. Because that's really what therapy is, it's a look within self, and journaling can provide that for you as well. All right. So, thank y'all for coming on to Mental Health Mondays. MHM, and we will do that every Monday at noon on Tony Talks. Now, Tony Talks also will come on Wednesdays as well. Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. CST. That is another segment. It's called Pour It Out. right? And so that's a place where we will pour out, me and my friend Shiante Bailey, who is also a therapist, and we will pour out some things that may be perplexing us, or things we just have conversation. We have transparent conversation. So you're welcome to come on as we discuss some things that may be bothering us, or things that we may see in the world, just relevant topics, intimate conversations. We come, we have our drink, whatever drink it is. It may be around the holidays, I had eggnog, and she had a Grinch. And so we just talk. We just talk as girlfriends, and you're welcome to come in on that conversation. And then on Fridays, we have 5 different segments depending on if that month has 5 Fridays. So the first week segment is Power and Purpose, where I am the PPP, where I help you to discover your purpose, uncover your gifts, and then walk in your power and your purpose. And that one is at I believe that's 1 o'clock on Friday, on first Fridays. And then the second week is Life After Divorce, because truly there is life after divorce. I am a witness. There's a panel of 3, and they talk about things that they are dealing with, processing after divorce, right? Since being divorced, we have one that is newly divorced under a year, one that has been divorced, um, I want to say 10 years or so, and one that has been divorced several times. And I think the last time he was divorced was 7 years ago. So we have a wide variety. If you are going through a divorce, that's a good segment for you. That one is at 6:30, second Friday of the month, 6:30 a.m. CST. And then the third week is the dynamic duo, which is me and my husband. I'm divorced but remarried, not to the same man, to a new husband. Thank God, praise God. And so we talk about relationship stuff, and we answer questions. We have Q&A. It's for singles, it's for married, because I believe it's in whatever stage you are dating. I believe that we can all learn from each other. So the dynamic duo comes on the third Friday of the month. And then fourth Fridays, this is a new segment that is just added. One of my loves is fashion. And so that one is Fashion Fridays, where we will talk about all things fashion. Okay. We may go on a shopping trip. You may go on a shopping trip with me. I am starting thrifting. And so you may go to the thrift store with me and see what that shopping trip is like. I may showcase the different fashion items, right? You can ask questions about fashion. There's a lot of people who don't know how to put things together. We may just talk about different fashion tips. It is going to be just interesting, right? Especially for those who love fashion and those who want to know about fashion. It's going to be, I'm going to say, very invigorating. It's going to be intriguing. It's going to be fun on fourth Fridays. And then for those months, which is March, May, August, and November, we will have either an interview. So that's 4 months out the year. We will have an interview with a unique, uh, we will have either a unique story, unique interview, maybe somebody in business who is doing something that needs to be shared with the world. Um, just all kind of, it can be from an interview to a unique story. And so if you have a unique story, or you feel like you are interview worthy, you can send me an email at speaker at TONYETALKS.com. I will put that in the notes. I would love to interview you, hear about your story, and then interview you so the world can hear about you. The point of Tony Talks, one of the reasons why I created Tony Talks was to encourage, inspire, and motivate you into your purpose, okay? And so I love to bring on other people. Tony does talk, but Tony loves to sometimes question. A good therapist asks good questions. And so I like to ask questions. I like to hear from other people. I like to encourage, inspire, and motivate, but I also like to be encouraged, inspired, and motivated by others as well. And hearing a good story or someone who is doing something that others need to be who need to hear about, maybe it's a business, maybe it is something creative that you are doing, so I'd love to interview you, okay? And so that is the lineup for Tony Talks. Again, happy new year, and let's get started off to a new you. And you know how that's going to happen is by you doing something new. In order to have a new year, new you means that you have to do something new. Got it? All right. Well, thank you all for joining. And I hope this has blessed you in some shape, form, or fashion. I will see you back on Wednesday for Pour It Out Wednesdays, okay? Bye-bye. All right, I got to see how to end this live. Hmm. Yeah, this is my first live, evidently, right? You can see that much, right?